And everybody, you have now entered the dope spot. I'm your host, Jay Wandoe. Today, we get straight into it. I got my co-host with me, Latrice James. Latrice
So
is known as Pieces of Posh. What's happening, Latrice? What's good with you?
look, I'm alive, okay? That's a blessing in itself. So
For
everything else
sure.
is great.
Right. Latrice is a
Yeah.
return host, co-host, and she has blessed us with a presence again. And I know she has a few updates. We spoke last in May, and it's now August 2024. So
Really?
whenever you hear this, yeah,
Time
you know it's
flies.
been that
Okay.
long. Okay,
No.
yeah, it's the whole summer, the whole summer,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I mean, and since then, I know myself, I've been hitting the ground pretty hard as far as uploading and getting people onto the show. And Latrice been doing her own show. So if y'all go back and retrace our steps a little bit and you check her out in the past episodes, we it was like a little warm up. But I think right now we got a little more comfortable with what's going on with our lives. And yeah, let's really talk about what topic I wanted to hit on is pride. You know, pride in ourselves, self pride in where we from. And I'm wearing, if you can see this, I'm wrapping my high schools. I don't know if I spoken this before. I'm from the city of Florence, South Carolina, and we rep that pretty hard. I know myself, and anywhere I go, anywhere I've been in the world, I'm a Carolina kid. I'm a Carolina boy. I rep it to the death. And Treese is also from South Carolina, but she is now a current resident of North Carolina,
Yes.
and she reps the Carolinas pretty hard herself. So just for a quick update, Latrice, tell people how you've been and what you've been up to. I'm
But
curious
first,
myself.
but first, first, shout out
Oh,
to
for
Zach
sure.
Eileen because
Shout out
I have
Zach,
the
man. That's
same
my brother.
tea. Look, we could have been
Okay.
twinning had I known.
Um,
Uh,
it's all good.
but yeah, so I am as you mentioned, I live in North Carolina. I live in Charlotte, the Queen City. I
Queen
love it
City,
here.
QC.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I've been here for 17 years in October. So it definitely
Wow.
feels like home. I'm a true and through Carolina girl. Um, was born and raised in East Florence. Um, and so, yeah, I am very prideful about being a Carolina girl, grit. Um, but yeah, so what's been going on with me? The past few months, I've just been one focus on my health, my physical health, which I actually had weight loss surgery June 14th. So yesterday marked 2 months.
2 months.
But yeah,
Big
two
round of
months.
applause, man.
So
And
yeah,
I know
so
I can see the work you've been putting in. Yes,
yes,
ma'am.
yes. But the I've seen more of the like just some of the other benefits, like aside from the actual like pounds lost and the
Sure.
inches lost, there have been quality of life changes that I've been experiencing. I haven't had any back issues. I've been sleeping better. I've been just feeling better emotionally. There's just been
Love that.
so many breathing better, and it's just so many things that have been happening. So since May, most of my focus has been on my health journey, which is definitely a whole new lifestyle. Other than that, just still focused on my building my personal brand, Pieces of Posh. I'm working to build a community, so I am in the process of planning a couple of events for the Charlotte community and partnering with local businesses. So that's what I've been up to.
Yeah, as far as support,
Yeah.
what ways do you go about it? Is it knocking on doors like they used to do back in the day, or is it more like communication through social media? How do you
so
find it to be easier
um
to just
so
in case
for me
somebody else may be
to
interested?
obtain support or for me to support other people, which
Yeah,
okay.
either way, whichever way
So,
you want to
well,
take it.
it kind of actually intertwined because I try to support other people as much as I can.
Hmm.
Because I never know when I may need the support or
Right.
where when I would look for that support. And so sometimes I do end up kind of stretching myself a little thin, like double booking, and I'm like, okay, I can only show my face, right? Because I have like two other places to be. Um, so for example, last night I went to a book club. I've never been to a book club, never had desire to go to a book club, but because I knew the person hosting, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give this a run. The book was amazing. It was called The Garden Within by Dr. Anita Phillips. I definitely encourage, you to check it out. Anybody who's
Sure.
listening to check it out. And it sparked some great conversation, great venue. And so that's a venue that I'm hosting events at as well. And so, I would look for that same community to support me as well if they're able to. So that's just an example of me honestly stepping outside of my comfort zone to
Right.
support people just because I know who they are and what their goals are, what they stand for, and there's a lot of similarities. We align a lot, align in
Hmm.
terms of goals. And so I support others and they support me. And so it really is a give and take situation here in the Charlotte community. I'm lucky to have a great group and a great community here in Charlotte and virtually. Because let me
For
tell
sure.
you, I got some people that follow me on Instagram. They live in Texas, and they're like, "Sis, I want to share this post," and I'm like, "Okay, Texas. I don't know who's gonna see it, but thank you very much." So I just try to remain genuine, and it just that support just comes naturally.
I mean, you are, so you don't have to
Yeah,
try. You are, and even with that, like I was talking about, having that pride in the state or where you from, it's who you are as well. Because
yeah,
people can, like I talked to one of my homegirls recently, Alexis. She was saying people can spot a fake, in
yes,
real life or especially on social media or whatever the case may be. So you might as well go in there being who you are. And if it's something
yeah,
new, you want to try it out, let people know, hey, this I'm new to this, and but I'm here for you. I'm here to support you. Not for anything. Like you said, these people, and they know you or know of you, and man, the networking. I can just imagine the networking from that.
yeah. And I honestly don't enjoy networking, but
Oh wow,
apparently I'm a
yeah,
natural at it. But I'm like,
I believe that.
I think it's easier for me when I have something in common. So like if I go
Mhm.
to like a sneaker event or something like that, that's gonna be easy. Like if I go to a
Sure.
thrifting event, that's gonna be easy. If I go to a foodie event, that's cool. If I go to something that's out of my comfort zone, that is a little bit of a struggle. So the book club, I was like, oh, I don't know how is gonna go, but it went really well. But yeah, I really try to like. I'm not big on code switching either. So even in the professional environment, I know there's a time and place, for everything, but I think why my coworkers are so drawn to me and like why I have an easy time relationship building is because of my authenticity. So
Oh, all day. So
yeah.
I
Yeah.
just got back. We just started school this past week, and I'm a substitute slash working toward my full time position. So
Okay.
in the state of Texas, you have to do like an internship for
Okay.
pretty much a
Put
school
in some
year.
time. They want you to put in
Yeah.
some
Oh,
put
you
in some
definitely need to
time.
put those hours. They want you all over the school, just working
Yeah.
in different spaces. And right, whenever y'all hear this, I'm working in the first grade. So last year I had a fourth grade class. So basically, I'm coming down a few levels and catching these children at a ground level. And it works the same way as adults. When you walk in there, you need to, uh, search yourself. Let them know, hey, I'm not to be run over, but at the same time,
Mhm.
I want to help you. I want to support you. Let me know what you need, and I'll let you know how things are going to go. And I mean, by the end of the day, I'm worn out. They're worn out, and it's like it's good. We really, you can tell we get together. It's so happy. I get so happy when I see children, white, black, Hispanic, and I'm in Texas myself, in San Antonio, and they come up after class, like I've been yelling at them all day in my mind, and they're like, "Oh, thank you, Mr. M. We appreciate you."
I was
You
gonna
know,
ask you what do you have them call
Oh
you. I was
yeah, Mr.
curious.
M. So
Okay.
Mojo, they said Mr.
Yeah.
M. Yeah, but when I'm in the gym, I'm Coach J for Jawan. So switch up. So sometimes I'm coming down the hall, they be like, "Hey, Coach J." Another kid will be like, "Hey, Mr. M." And watching them grow up from
That's
last
cute.
year. But it's I run into parents all the time, like, "Oh, I don't know if I can do that," or that's God bless y'all. And I'm like, yeah, I appreciate it, but it's like this is something we love. You really have to have
Yeah.
your mindset on helping these children out because they definitely need it.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure the same for you. Being in your spaces when you're not just you coming into a space. You're bringing your whole community and everybody that knows you as far as support. So it's not just you. So I commend you for doing that, for going into these new spaces and saying, "Hey, I want to see what you got going on." And even if you don't go back, someone that's seen you from your page will say, "Maybe I'll join a book club." Like you just said, you just plugged in a book, so now I have
Yeah,
a new book I can
yeah.
add to my collection. So
Yes, yes, yes.
that's
So
wonderful. With your as you go into as you moving toward I guess stardom, when you start just getting noticing in all these places, because I seen you moving
yeah,
around, you
it
getting
does happen.
sponsorships.
It does
Yeah,
happen. Yeah.
where do you feel like, okay, I got to take a step back? You know, like you say, you focusing on you stretching yourself thin. Do you want to continue stretching, or is it like it has to be a stopping point?
No, I'm very mindful now about. Okay, there's a few things.
Hmm.
So one being in, I don't want to say limelight, but being highly visible in the Charlotte community, and me just being super personable and just approachable. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I want to go to lunch with you. Oh, I want to do this with you. Oh, I want to go thrifting with you. Oh, I want."
Yeah,
And I honestly, years ago, like if you caught me 2 years ago, I would have been like trying to make time for everybody that reached out to me.
right.
But now it's like I'm very protective of my energy. While I would love to connect with everyone, it's like I just my circle is gotten it's honestly it's gotten smaller.
I believe it.
And I so that's actually why I started hosting events, because that gives others the opportunity, if they want to connect with me, I'm having this event. Come through, you know what I'm saying?
Go through, right?
Versus me saying, "Oh,
The
I'm
one
gonna
on
see."
ones.
Right.
Yeah,
And it was just draining. It was draining of my energy. It was a lot of connections that they weren't as strong. Like, was it worth
sure.
it? Um, and I just couldn't. I had to focus on the relationships that mattered to me, and that people who have been in my life, who have supported me from the beginning.
That's true.
And I honestly was neglecting those relationships. And myself, even the relationship with myself.
Oh,
And
I feel
so,
you there. I feel
yeah,
the same way in
so
certain places.
as I actually went through my journey of dealing with severe anxiety, that's when I was like, okay, I need to check my mental health and take a look at some of the things that I'm doing. A lot of my anxiety comes from me wanting to be in control, but there are other things like stretching myself thin and all these other things, because I want everybody to like me and I want to be in
Mm.
control of the situation. So, anyways, all that to say, yeah, that this place I am in the Charlotte community now, I have to be careful. um yes, I'm nice, yes, I'm approachable, but at the same time I can't let everybody
So far,
into
like
my
so,
inner side.
sure.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
want to come by your
So
house. They want to know where you're going to be. Like outside of the
yes,
event, like I'm tired. You can't come here. For that.
yeah,
We can talk via me. You have to be more
right,
of a business.
right.
Understood.
So, and then I also intentionally, over the past like 2 years or so, I've intentionally made time for myself, by myself. I travel solo a lot.
Okay.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
learned how to tell people, no, I don't want you to come with me. Like, this is intentionally a solo
Sure.
trip.
Right.
That's something that is so liberating for me, to just be able to go on a trip, get
On
up
your
when I
own
want to,
time.
eat
Oh
when I
yeah.
want to. If I want to be in the pool all day, or if I want to explore the city, or if I want to do an excursion, it's up to me on my agenda. So I have been doing much better about the stretching myself thin, because I realized that it impacted my mental health and it impacted my physical health. And no, like I've done
No,
much better about it.
that's
So
it. Like my wife tells me, no is a complete sentence.
yeah, and
You
you
know,
don't have to explain yourself to anybody. So yeah.
that's real. When we from where we from, there's not too many people who really test the waters as far as getting out.
Yeah.
It's so many people that still, and even if they left the city, quote unquote, the mentality is still there. I'm gonna propose this on the show with, first time. I'm and my wife as well. We spoke about building like a shelter, building a place for community, like a real place for community, not just a little club or, and there's no shade to anybody who have started like nonprofits or anything. But I really, really think we need some more entities and community centers where people actually come into, and even if it has to be virtual, to have people actually working those centers day in and day out and help people get through these type of issues that you're talking about. And I feel like people that are actually in the city that have been left should be the ones working on them. Like, the issues at hand. Either let people, other people know what's going on, or even let people know you actually need help. I've heard so many people have ideas and they never do anything with them. Even this platform, it was a thought 2 years ago, and I started it, and I was like, it ain't going the way I think, or maybe I'm not getting the right people on, whatever that may be. Like you said, anxiety, you going through thinking about, okay, how am I going to look to people? And after a while, I'm like, you know what? I'm who I am anyway. People are gonna think how they think anyway.
Mhm.
I might as well just put it out there, see who else wants to join in. And man, the reception has been great. As soon as I started putting that aside, like putting that away, things are picking up. People have been, like you said, people from
Well,
California,
okay.
all over the place have been like, "Hey, I want you on my show, just to talk about
Yeah.
my life." It's been amazing.
Yeah. Joanne, hold on. My anti-theft just
Hmm.
triggered for my car. I'm gonna keep
Oh,
you on
sure.
audio, but I'm going off
Oh,
camera for
sure.
a second, so I only got my window.
Good for sure. Please do that.
But yeah, so you're thinking, so yeah, I think, because I mean, like, I don't even hear. Yeah, my alarm is definitely going off in my car.
Mine did that a couple of months ago. It was a moth inside my car. It was setting it off. It kept
Yeah,
hitting the glass and it kept going off. I'm like, what is going on?
I'm back. Breathing a
And we
little
just
heavy, but I'm back.
it's all good. No, you're good. Oh, that's another thing I want to talk about too. Breathing. I found it. Um, Shout out to my boy KP and shout out to my homie Kanish, to my brothers. They have been over the past few months. We started this group chat, but we just talk about everything. We talk about Christ. We talk about just we exercise. And we hold each other accountable. But that's one thing I realize. Even when I'm speaking, if I'm just sitting there, I forget to breathe. Like actually taking in breaths, and you just don't realize how much your heart rate changes, your attitude, the way you respond to someone because we don't take the time to just breathe. And as you spoke about physical health and mental health, for the most part, if you just sometimes just took your time, breathe before you mention something or before you get upset when you see something, it can change the entire mood. So, to all y'all listen out there, if y'all do not take time to just breathe, even when you're speaking, enunciating your words, deciding, like you say, you don't code switch. You don't have to actually code switch, but sometimes you may not even need to even say anything or say what you thought you needed to say because you're so amped up. Your energy is going up, and you're like, I got to get
Yeah.
it out. And then after you said it, you think about it, and you're like, it wasn't even that serious.
I
We could
need
have
you
left
to
that
read. I
alone.
need you to read The Garden Within, that book from that book
And that's
club,
exactly it's right on line
because
with that.
it talks about. I mean, it's a spiritually like based book, but Dr. Anita Phillips, in the book, she talks about, like, a portion of the book talks about your connection, like your physical connection, your physical, mental, emotional,
Okay.
and how your emotional, like your physical actually triggers your emotional and like your responses and stuff. So like that breathing exercise is relaxing your body,
Right.
which is in turn relaxing your mind. And it's just like before, like that whole thing before you speak. But
Yeah.
that's interesting that you talked about the breathing, because like you can be tense and not realize it, and then when
For a
you
long time
breathe,
too. A long time.
your posture changes.
Hmm.
Like there's so many. That book is, woo. It's
I'll
it's
definitely
it's
check that
deep.
out.
It's really deep. So yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, breathing is important. I'm really trying to get it. I tried to get into mindfulness because meditation, I
That's
can't,
that's
I'm
a
not,
lot.
that's a level. That's a
Yeah,
level up.
yoga, everything. Everyone doing it. Pilates, like man, I had to really
But like
get there.
mindfulness, yeah, mindfulness is,
Okay,
instead of trying to, focus on nothing, mindfulness, you're focusing on like one thing, and like for
sure.
me, my mind is always all over the place. So I've tried that before too, still work in progress, but that's a lot. That goes into it too. Like even with meditation, the breathing is key.
Mhm,
So yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
When we take in account where we've been in life, things we've been through,
Hmm.
all of that starts to come up. You know, if you like you said, people coming up to you asking you questions, you immediately probably going to be defensive. Like, okay, what did this
Yes,
person want? I
yes,
had this
yes.
recently happen. I don't know if you aware of Prentice Powell. He's a poet. He's
Okay,
based out of California, I think San Francisco, Oakland area, and
okay.
we I'm always engaging in his posts. He's part one third of a podcast called now I got to get the name of it. All Black Men Need Therapy.
Okay.
Great, great group of guys. Chief, Prentice, and I can't remember my other guy name, so forgive me. I'm gonna tag them. But these three guys, and they're older, like maybe late 30s, early 40s. Just speaking about black men, and a lot of us do need therapy. They talk
Mm,
about relationship they have with their fathers, what they're going through now in life, and they've been, you look up on YouTube, and they've been around for quite a while. But yeah, Princess was I've been engaging, and he reached out to me via DM, and I was
okay.
like, well, okay, and you never know because it's somebody just reaching out. He's like, hey, bro, I don't know you, but he commented back, and I reached back out to him, and I ended up sending him a pretty personal note, a note I actually sent to my father, and because I thought he could use it, I thought he could relate, and so I said all that to say, whenever you are and this is for anybody like that's dreaming or looking out into the world to say, you know what, it's something I want to do, somebody I want to reach out to, just go about it the right way, go into it with professionalism, understand that they're people as well. Understand that they may not know what your motives are. So asking someone for a lunch date and things like that, and you only, just because you're a follower or whatever, it's like, make me a little. You may not want to go that route. You know what I'm saying? This
Yeah.
world is wild. Like there's a lot of things going on, and but big part of that is to try. Go about chasing your dreams, however you go about them. As long as it's not hurting anybody or hurting you in the process. I love the way that like the world is going in the sense of like social media. Now we don't always use it correctly, and I think I spoke about that before to our benefit. But I think with you as you going through your phase, I really hope that people appreciate you. Not just what you do, but who you are. Because like you're a
Yeah.
beautiful person. I know that I say that before, but I really mean it, and I just appreciate you, for the time and also showing yourself because I seen your post when you spoke about the imposter syndrome, and that kind of
I
broke
was
me a
just
little bit.
about to when you said that.
I
I was
know
like, I'm
I
kind of
was
going back and forth right
I was
now.
I was creeping up there, and it was just
Yeah.
like dang, like it. And so Prentice also spoke about that like a couple days ago, like a week ago, same thing, and got a big reaction from it. So have you? Well, you were answering it. So have you kind of dealt with it a little bit, or have you decided? Where are you with that now?
What I know, this is a phase because this has happened to me before. I get to a certain place, question myself, overthink, you know, and I know that if I just if I remain resilient, if I'm resilient and I just push
Mhm.
through, it, it's fleeting. Like, just keep going, Latrice. Just keep
Sure.
going, but at the same time, um, I think I was stressed. I don't want to use stress because that's a heavy word. I was thinking like I'm pivoting again with my personal
Okay.
brand. I'm rebranding again.
Okay.
A part of it is because of my life changes, just like post weight loss surgery. So, for example, I'm not going to focus on food as much as I was focusing on before.
You
Those
mentioned
types
that.
of things, right?
Hmm.
So it was like I was stressing like I need to figure this out by tomorrow. Like not
Yeah,
literally, but
like you
I
have
was
a
putting
deadline or
yeah,
timeline
like
on
I
it.
was putting a timeline on my life, on my brand. Like I'm just like Latrice, like chill, just chill
Right.
out,
Uh,
pace yourself, think through it, and then then do the proper course of action or whatever or however you want to like swivel, but so I had to talk myself down. Yes, I still kind of feel like great, all these people want to see like the target liquidation spots and the food, but at the end of the day, I started this. I didn't start this for monetary reasons. I didn't start this for the following count. I started this because I genuinely love sharing and I love spreading joy and I love seeing people happy and I love encouraging and motivating people. I love when
mm,
people come back to me and say, "Oh my gosh, Latrice, I finally went on a solo date. Oh my gosh, Latrice, I finally went on a solo trip.
wow.
I finally feel confident about wearing XYZ, or I finally decided to do this." Like that, everything to me. Um, and so I have to keep reminding myself of the reason why I originally started this. It wasn't to get X number of followers, or X number of brand deals. Yes, those are amazing, and yes, I mean those are goals, but that's not my why. So yeah, I just have to check myself. Up and down, up and down. I just gotta
For
push
sure.
through. I just know
No,
I gotta push through.
those testimonials are important.
Yeah,
Like I'm big on like Google reviews. So I'm constantly like putting Google
yeah.
reviews. I got like 500,000 Google reviews, like likes on my, but like I said, like you, I don't do it because I want the reception. I know I travel a lot. Like I've traveled a lot throughout my years.
Google
So I need
reviews
to
are
let people know
helpful.
the
Yeah,
truth. Like,
yeah.
hey, the
Mm-hmm.
waiter here was not good. I'm not just gonna give everything 5 stars, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
also not gonna give it one either because it's usually
Mm-hmm.
something about a restaurant or a place I've been to that I
Yeah.
actually like.
You enjoyed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
but maybe something wasn't cooked a certain way, or maybe what I ordered wasn't that well. So
Yeah.
me putting that, and like you said, you never know, that person that came up to you could have seen your post from months ago,
Mm-hmm.
and now they bringing it
Exactly.
to you like, hey, Latrice, you, not anyone else that's on social media, you personally. So that's a
Yeah.
whole nother conversation about purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like I said, and pride, and you, because you do put yourself out there, in between like the stories, giving your own testimonials and being
Mm-hmm.
transparent. That's a lot. Even what we're doing right here, we're really putting our lives on the line. But somewhere, someone out there is motivated and looking at us like, wow, they're really doing something well about for themselves.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
feel good about it. And you told
Yeah.
me 3 months ago, like keep going, and I have been doing
Yeah.
that. Like I've really been
Yeah. It
pushing.
gets hard. I
Yeah,
mean,
for sure.
it's not easy at all. You can feel
Yeah,
like nobody's listening. But just keep going because you never like. I mean, if I were talking follower counts, like I would, like we talked about this on last time,
yeah,
3,000 to that next thing I know it was like 20 something thousand. I was like, what? And then I sat at that for a little bit, and now I'm approaching
yeah.
40,000. And so it's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, so you just never know. But just keep doing it for you, and everything else will fall into place.
Will do, will do. I think with that, before we wrap this up, we're gonna, if you like to share a couple of deals you got going on now that we kind of passed, that
Yeah.
point, because before you couldn't talk about it. So I don't think they happened yet. But just speak on like your most recent milestones or maybe accomplishments that you feel like over the summer. I just say over the summer,
Um,
if you want to speak on that.
from a brand perspective, or from a personal perspective.
Yeah, either way,
Yeah, it is a personal,
yeah,
right?
for sure.
Yeah. So let's see. I can't remember what I left off
See,
with.
but listen, you're quiet for other people are like, wow, Mazda.
Oh
You,
man.
you seem
Oh yes.
think, yeah,
So yeah. So back in May, I did a collaboration and I collaborate with Mazda. when I went to Denver, and so I'll actually be collaborating with
Mhm.
them again for an upcoming trip in about 2 weeks. So I'm excited about that. Um, I what else do I have going on? Event. So I am hosting a girl dinner, um, an elevated girl dinner. Because girl dinner is supposed to basically girl dinner is like light eats, like cracker cheese, like fruit, like real cute stuff.
Okay.
But an elevated girl dinner, we actually I am collaborating with a black female chef out of Charlotte, and it's at a black owned cocktail bar in Charlotte called Babe Cave. That's gonna be super dope. So I had to postpone that because of weather. We had a tropical storm. And so that will be on September 14th. I'll be hosting a cookies cookie decorating class at Sweet Spot Studio. It's a small female owned business. That'll be September 7th. I am hosting a cooking class at the foodie school in October. I think
Hey,
that's October 19th.
calendar.
I will
Calendar's
be,
full.
yes, I will be collaborating with Safe and Sound Rugs, and Melissa Chanel Kicks and Froze for something really exciting coming up.
Mhm.
More details on that soon, but it's kind of artsy crafty, and if you're a sneaker lover, definitely be on the lookout for that. Hopefully, we'll get that in this fall or by the end of the year. I hope so once we work out venue. Um, so events for sure, brands. So like Mazda. I've been collaborating with a lot of local businesses like spas, and things of
Okay.
that nature. I'm headed to see the Lion King next week, so I'm collaborating with their PR company to see the Lion King Broadway. I've seen it a few years ago, but it's amazing, so I'm excited to go back again.
So
So
you
those are
get
just
you get flown out for that. Is
oh,
that
well,
what's
that's
going on?
here. They're coming to Charlotte. They're coming
Oh, okay.
here.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah. So I get what I love about these opportunities that often I get to have a blessed one. And so
Nice.
those are those opportunities where I get to like I said, work and build and foster the relationship, my existing relationships. So I get to take
Mm.
like my friends along. So it's pretty cool. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's some of the stuff I have
Just
coming up.
I love that.
My calendar is pretty thick now that I think about it, but yeah, it's
No,
pretty
it's
cool.
and so that's why I say I appreciate your time. And time is
Yeah,
everything. We don't
yeah.
we don't always get to give people time, and I don't try my best not to take people's time for granted.
Hmm.
And so, with this time, kind of revisit what I was saying earlier. We are, and y'all, you may not know about East Florence. I'm from West Florence, Chase Street, and
Oh, I didn't know
people, yeah, yeah. I grew up in Chase Street. I mean, I went to school, South Florence, and all that stuff, but I bounced around a whole lot. But that's where my roots are: Chase Street and Sanborn Street, all that on that side of West Florence. So a lot of family. I got a lot of family in Savannah Grove area too. A lot of those Muldrows.
that.
So yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
we probably cousins. I don't even know it.
yeah. So, but and we kind of left the topic about when you were talking about a community center and give
Sure. Oh
back
yeah.
home and home roots and things, and so like one of my I don't even know what year plan this is, but I would love to
Hmm.
like have a business in or invest and do something in Florence as well. It won't be as philanthropic as a
Oh,
gift.
oh, we're gonna make something. I mean, we gotta. It's got to be for profit. I'm definitely going to take advantage of a lot of some of the veteran set asides that we have and the contracts. Yeah, I want to
Mhm.
definitely take advantage.
Yeah.
But it's more so, if nothing else, just creating jobs, creating opportunities for people who may feel
There
like
we
they have
go. Yes.
nothing else to
Yeah.
do. I hear
Yeah.
it all the time. I ain't
So
nothing to do here.
yeah.
Like we
That's
need to make
what
something
so
happen.
like me, I'm a vibe curator, so
Yeah.
like and I have so many people from home that are a part of my audience, and support
Okay.
me.
Right.
And so I
Oh
would
yeah, I
love to
see it.
bring the Charlotte vibe, the Latrice vibe, the Pizza Posh vibe
Mhm. Okay,
to Florence, or
let's do
open
it.
a thrift or consignment shop or something in Florence, real estate. So one day I'm praying about it, but yeah, we going
We
back.
definitely
We
gonna.
going back. We going
I
back.
have we have plenty of people who are willing. I think a lot of people just need that one or two people to say we're gonna do this and come along versus them initiating it. So we'll get there.
Yeah,
we're putting it out in the atmosphere. Once again, shout out
I
Zach
said it
Eileen.
here.
Oh, right. Yeah, just shout out to our people, South Florence
Because he's
alumni.
one of the ones. He's one of the
Yeah,
ones. He's holding it down.
yeah,
He's a business owner. He supports the athletic community. Like
hmm
Zach, that's my brother. So yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
We're gonna definitely link back up. But pieces of Posh, Latrice James is at the dough spot once again. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for
yeah.
being one of
Thanks
my
for having
co-hosts.
me. Thank
Oh,
you
for
for
sure.
having me. Thank
It's all just for your practice whenever you get your commercials and your TV deals. So that's just I
you.
just want you to always be able to come back and say, "Wow, this is where I started."
Yeah,
That's all. So just put that in the atmosphere.
I try to do my little mini Oprah, I have me a little talk show or something.
I definitely feel like coming and
A little
maybe
segment on the
hey,
radio or something, something like that. So, yeah.
it's coming. I'm sure it's already penciled in somewhere. One quick thing I want to ask: like, do you journal at all? Do you like take notes of all of this that's going on? So
No,
nothing. So
because
it's
I'm
just
not
you're just
consistent.
doing.
I'm not consistent
Okay.
at all. When I tell you how many of them little notebooks I got around this house, because they're cute, because they got a little black girl on the front, and it says,
Just
I'm
notes,
literally,
notebooks, just
I'm literally
everywhere.
looking. I'm literally looking at a table across from where I'm sitting. I have one, two, three, four notebooks and four books stacked up. No, so I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna start doing this, and I'm gonna journal.
Right.
I'm gonna write, but I don't journal. But I do have it's kind of like a think tank notebook. So, and it's my subject. Like
Okay.
and so I like
Oh
any
yeah, we'll check that out.
ideas. It's like an idea generator for me. This is I just have like the different sections.
That makes sense.
I was like, it just didn't. I needed to write. I needed to put it on paper. And so
Okay.
I just this is like my idea generator, and I just capture and write down. No matter how far fetched, how crazy it is, I write down all my ideas because 5 years from now, I'm gonna be like, wow,
Mm-hmm.
like literally, it's like
That's right.
right there. So I don't journal, but I do try to dump a lot of my ideas and thoughts. Like whether it could be in a list format, you know. That's what I do that.
Okay. I almost get scared sometimes to look back, to go back and say, "Oh, what did I write down?" And then I'm seeing things that actually happen. I'm like, "Wow, I wrote that years ago." And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I know they
"That's
said it's
exactly what I'm
something
doing."
about manifesting when you actually
For sure.
write it down physically, right? So yeah, yeah.
Definitely drop some gems, and I appreciate you again. Great having you
Yeah.
on. It's a dope spot. It's Latrice James, aka Pieces of Posh. You want to drop your handles real quick? One more
I gotta
again.
do the little.
There's a piece
Yes, you can
millennial.
find me. Yes, you can find me at Pieces of Posh on all platforms. PIECESOFPOSH. All platforms, mostly Instagram. If you want to stay up to date.
For sure, we're gonna get you
Yeah.
locked in. I'm gonna put.
All
I'm
right.
about to just start dropping content because I have so much in this computer. I've been doing my editing, been working on some
Please.
stuff. Just about drop, drop,
Yes.
drop, drop. So thank you so
Thank
much.
you,
Much love to
Juwan.
you.
Yes,
And y'all go check her
actually,
out. Get to these events. You know what I'm saying? We gonna hey you already up, but you definitely about to take off. So get some rest though.
thank you.
Rest up.
All right.
All
Thank
right,
you.
love.
Have a good night.
All right.
Bye.
So